welcome to the Cruise Show. I'm Carly and this is Richard. Well, how would you like a cruise where you arrive in the heart of every destination, where you meet like-minded people, where all your shore excursions are included in the price, and where you can see land at all times? Well, if yes was the answer to those questions, then river cruising is definitely for you. And you need look no further, because today we are cruising with Avalon Waterways. This is luxury river cruising at its best. And to tell us a little bit more about Avalon Waterways, it's Richard.
Thanks very much indeed, Carly. Well, quite simply, Avalon Waterways offers the very best in exclusive luxury river cruise holidays. Now, their fleet of state-of-the-art suite ships is revolutionising the river cruising industry, where every possible comfort and amenity is combined with their unrivalled range of destinations and itineraries, making Avalon Waterways an unbeatable and fabulous holiday choice and experience when you're on board. Now, everything is fully included and nothing is overlooked in ensuring that you have the most amazing holiday ever from start to finish. Now, on all luxury Avalon cruises, the onboard cuisine is very much part of the journey. You will look forward to each meal in the same way that you look forward to each new port of call that we visit. And you can enjoy the highest quality river cruise experience at the very best price with Avalon Waterways and Vision Cruise. So get yourself a pen, get a piece of paper, because we're going to bring you some great deals today with some amazing prices. I think you're going to need the phone as well, so make sure you've got that in hand and you're ready to give us a call.
Absolutely, because this first itinerary is just lovely. We are taking you on board the Avalon Luminary around Northern Holland next April. So let's have a little look what you could expect on an Avalon Waterways cruise.
Yeah, this gives you a great flavour of what you can experience with Avalon Waterways. There are the friendly team on board to welcome you. There's a great choice of different suites you can have on board here. Do give us a call if you want to upgrade to one of these amazing balconies where you can have the floor-to-ceiling windows. Give us a call and we can quote you on that separately. Now, some of the ships as well, they have beds that do face the river view, so you could wake up in the morning and you could see those stunning views. Now, wherever we're visiting, whether that be a city, a quaint town, or a small village or a hamlet all along the coastline, we'll always dock right in the heart of the destination, so you can head out and go and explore yourself. But if you want something to do in the ports of call, there are excursions that are included in the price of your holiday, and you don't need to worry about paying extra for these. They're all taken care of. And then as we're cruising down the rivers, you may be cruising in the evening, you may be cruising overnight, you may be cruising in the day as well. You can be doing things like this, heading out on top deck and get those stunning views as we cruise all around. Now, there is so much included in the price of your Avalon Waterways river cruise. I'll tell you more about that later on, but it's things like it's full board when it comes to all your meals. It's beer and wine with your lunch and with your evening meal. You've also got your excursions. They're also included in the price of your holiday. There's also private chauffeur door-to-door pickups when you live within 100 miles radius of your local airports, which is great. And there's talk about local airports. There are 27 regional airports that Avalon Waterways can pick you up from to take you to the heart of the destination. Now, what we've done today as well with these different holidays is we've put together with the flights too, and we take you right to the heart of the destination. But if you wanted to extend your stay as well, we can do that for you here at Vision Cruise. All you need to do is give us a call on that number, 0800 655 6449, and we can go through all of the details with you. Now, this holiday is going in April next year, so it's just a deposit today will secure your place on board. So that gave you a great flavour of what you can experience with Avalon Waterways. We are on board the Avalon Luminary, and this is Tulips of Northern Holland. Now, we're going away, as I said, next year. It's 2018. We've got the 8th of April for 7 nights. Now, we're going to start off by flying you from your regional airport. Now, this is based on London, so if you're living within 100 miles of that regional airport, it's the private door-to-door pickups that will take you to the airport. The luggage will be transported for you, so you don't need to worry all about that. When we get you to the airport, we're going to get you on the plane and we're going to fly you out to Amsterdam. Now, when we get to Amsterdam, that's where we're going to transfer you down to the ship. That's where you'll get yourself on board there. You'll have a welcome party, you'll meet all the crew. And that's one of the great things. You meet all your fellow travellers as well. We're then going to cruise on to Horn, is our next destination. You can go on a tulip fields excursion here as well, which is well worth going to go and see that. And the tulips will be out in their bloom in early April, won't they? Then we're on to our next destination. It's on to Enkhuizen. When we're here, there are things you can do here as well. You can have a guided tour of the village itself and the town, or go on an excursion a bit further afield. We're going to be overnighting you in port here as well. So there's lots of things that you can be doing. Remember, you come back on in the evening on board. You get your full board, of course, and your beer and your wine included with your evening meal. Then we're on to Lelystad is our next port that we're going to take you here. You can go and visit the Bavaria shipyard here. That's well worth a visit to go and see that. Then it's on to Kampen is our next destination. Here you can have a choice of going cheese and gin tasting if you fancy doing that. Then we're on to Arnhem is our next place that we're going to take you to. Here you've got a museum you can go and visit to learn all about the history of Arnhem. If you want more details about that, give us a call and we can tell you about them, but we'll post out all the details of the excursion before you go on your holiday. Then it's on to Rotterdam. We've got a harbour cruise lined up for you here as well, and then we're going to cruise you into Amsterdam. This is our final destination. We're going to be overnighting you on board in Amsterdam. So that gives you plenty of time to go and explore Amsterdam. We're going to give you a river cruise as well as included in that as well. And to go and see Amsterdam by the river, it's one, I've done it before, it's amazing to go and see it. Then we should be flying you back to London and all that's included. Now we're going on the 8th of April next year for 7 nights. All that for £1,399 per person. But why cruise with Avalon Waterways? Well, so much is included in the price of your holiday. It's the reassurance of travelling with an established river cruise expert. Now, exclusive to Avalon Waterways, they've got the largest suites on Europe's rivers, with many beds that do face stunning river views. Now, depending on the choice of cabin you book, there is wall-to-wall panoramic windows in some of the higher grades that create your own open-air balcony. If you want one of those, give us a call and we'll quote you separately. Exclusive to Avalon Waterways, you're going to get your private home pickup service to and from the airport, and that's within a 100 miles radius of your local airport. There are return flights available from up to 27 regional UK airports, so there'll probably be an airport close to you that we can take you from. You're going to get sightseeing tours included in every port of call. You get the personal onboard service with 1 member of staff to every 3 passengers. It's of course full board with a la carte dining, soft drinks, wine and beer with your lunch and with your evening meal. You get your transfers taken care of, your onboard gratuities they'll be taken care of. There's complimentary Wi-Fi on board as well, so you can keep in touch with people back home and send them pictures to make them jealous. You'll get spacious bathrooms with fluffy bathrobes, slippers and complimentary L'Occitane toiletries. They'll all be included for that great price from just £1,399 per person. Now this price is exclusive to Vision Cruise. We've got included so much with this one as well, and if you wanted to extend that stay further in Amsterdam before your cruise holiday, or maybe have a few more days further afterwards, we can do that for you here at Vision Cruise. All you need to do is just go to the website where you'll find the full details there at visioncruise.co.uk, or you can always pick up the phone and give us a call. We're the experts when it comes to Avalon Waterways. We're sending more and more people on an Avalon Waterways holiday, and the feedback we get from them, we can see why people keep returning time after time again. That number you need if you want to give us a call. If you're in the Republic of Ireland, it's 1800 80 5500, or if you're in the UK, it's 0800 655 6449.
Well, as Richard mentioned, included in the price is your shore excursions, and there's different guided tours every day of your cruise. However, if you arrive in port and you think, I don't fancy doing that today, we fancy going off and just exploring by ourselves, well, you can absolutely make the decision to do that. And what's wonderful with Avalon Waterways is they actually have bikes on board, so you can go and check those out and head off and explore by yourselves. And I would say, what better way to explore Amsterdam than like a local on a bike? You're really going to get that true experience. Well, let's have a little sail back through those details. So we're going to be flying you out from the UK to Amsterdam, where we'll transfer you to the Avalon Luminary. And on that first night, you're going to get your dinner, of course, and then meet your crew for a welcome reception before we arrive on our second day into Horn, where you've got your Tulip Fields excursion. How lovely will that be? And then day 3 will be into Enkhuizen. Maybe visit City Hall for an example of Dutch Baroque architecture. It's absolutely beautiful. Then we'll be arriving into Lelystad and heading to Kampen. From there, you can go and do a cheese and gin tasting tour. How nice does that sound? Then we'll be arriving into Arnhem, perhaps head along the Freedom Trail and see some important sites of the history there. Then we'll be arriving into Rotterdam. Included today, you've got your harbour cruise and perhaps a choice of excursion to Keukenhof Gardens or the city of Gouda. Now, I've done Keukenhof Gardens myself and it is absolutely beautiful, and you can buy bulbs to go and plant in your garden at home. Then the next day, you're going to be arriving into Amsterdam, where you've got your canal cruise, and I definitely recommend, if you get the time there, head to Anne Frank's house. It's absolutely wonderful. And then the following day, we are going to be flying you back to the UK, and all of that from such wonderful prices. Have you seen the price of this Avalon Waterways cruise? You could be on it for a small deposit, because don't forget, this is April next year. So get yourself on the phone and give us a call. It's 0800 655 6449. Well, this next itinerary, we are taking you along the beautiful Danube, and this is on board the Avalon Panorama. So let's take a little look what you could expect on an Avalon Waterways cruise.
Yeah, this gives you another great insight into some of the things that you can be experiencing on board, and it's great to go river cruising with Avalon Waterways to experience what it has to offer when you're on board. Now, when it comes to dining as well, Avalon is known for its cuisine. They'll bring in local dishes to some of the destinations that we're visiting, so you really can experience some of that local cuisine. You can see the drinks there. Remember, when it comes to drinks, you've got beer and wine and soft drinks included with lunch and included with your evening meal. Now, the price we've quoted you here, £1,799 per person. That's based on what we call a lead-in stateroom on board. So it's one of the category staterooms. If you fancied upgrading to one of those suites where you can have a river view, where you've got those sweeping balcony opening doors, you can do that. If you want one of those, that's just £1,920 per person. Okay, so for just an extra £120 basically, you can upgrade to one of those opening sweeping views, and why not do that? If you want a reminder of any of those details, all you need to do is pick up that phone and give us a call on 0800 655 6449, and our dedicated team here at Vision Cruise will gladly go through all the details with you. Now, if I can just tell you as well about some of the exciting things you can do in the ports of call. You can also hire bikes if you wanted to do that. If you want to go and explore the port yourself, when you're there, you can go and do that. It's entirely up to you. Or you can take part in any of the excursions that the ship organises as well. So we're on board the Avalon Panorama, and this is a taste of the Danube. Now, we're going away here on the 19th of October for 7 nights. Now, this is October next year. So once again, just a small deposit will secure your place on board. We've included those private door-to-door home pickups from a 100-mile radius of your local airport. This one is based on London Heathrow. So you'll pass your cases to the chauffeur. They'll take them off you. They'll get them at the airport, on the plane. They'll also get them on the ship as well. You don't need to worry about anything like that. We're then going to be taking you from the airport. We're going to fly you out to our destination. Now, when we get to our destination of Vienna, we're going to give you a transfer there, and we're going to include a 2-night stay in Vienna, which really does allow you to experience what Vienna has to offer. You get a 2-night stay in a hotel here, so you can spend the first day going to explore the city, take it as your own leisure. The second day, we've got a guided city tour as well with one of the experts from Avalon Waterways, who really can show you all the destination. We're then going to join the ship in Bratislava. That's where you're going to get on board there. We're going to go from Vienna to Melk, then to Bratislava. There's a guided sightseeing tour here if you want to take part in that. Then it's on to Budapest. We've got another guided sightseeing tour here to learn all about the history of Buda and Pest and how it came together. There's a famous, hear all the story about it, and this is where you dock in the heart of the destination itself. You're not docked out miles out you've got to get a coach transfer in. No, you arrive right in the heart of the destination. After that overnight in Vienna, we'll then take you back to the airport, and then we'll fly you back to your regional airport. Now, this holiday is going on the 19th of October next year for 7 nights, all that from just £1,799 per person. Now, that's based on London Heathrow. If you wanted a different regional airport from one of those 27 regional departure airports, you can give us a call on that number at the bottom of the screen, 0800 655 6449. But let's just have a recap why you should cruise with Avalon Waterways. Well, it's the reassurance of travelling with an established river cruise expert. And exclusive to Avalon Waterways, there's the largest suites on Europe's rivers, with beds facing stunning river views in some of the suites. It's wall-to-wall panoramic windows that create your own open-air balcony. And if you wanted one of those balconies with the wall-to-wall windows, that's just £1,920 per person on this particular departure. You've got that home pickup service that will take you to and from your local airport within a 100-mile radius of your local airport. We've got return flights from up to 27 regional UK airports. There's sightseeing tours included in every port of call. You've got the onboard service of the crew on board with 1 member of staff to every 3 passengers. You've got things included included like your full board a la carte dining with soft drinks, wine, beer at lunch and at your dinner too. You'll have all your overseas transfers taken care of, your onboard gratuities, complimentary Wi-Fi is included on board. You've got your spacious bathrooms with all your L'Occitane toiletries and things included like that. So for just £1,799 per person, that gets you on board in one of the suites there. If you wanted to upgrade to one of the suites with the big windows that open air to create your own balcony, that's £1,920 per person. But if you want a reminder of any of those, you can head to the website at visioncruise.co.uk where you'll find full details there and also other dates that we can do this on. But for just a low deposit today, you can secure your holiday for October next year, 2018. If you want more information, do pick up that phone and give us a call, 0800 655 6449.
Well, this really is a lovely itinerary, and you know, I think Avalon Waterways have really thought about everything. And one of the things I love the most is there are panoramic views at every turn on board, whether you're in the restaurant, the bistro, whether you're on the sky deck or perhaps in the fitness centre or your stateroom. You are not going to miss anything, from a lovely vineyard to a quaint village or a medieval castle. You are not going to miss any of those wonderful sights because you can catch them from anywhere on the ship, and I think it just makes your holiday that little bit extra special. So let's have a little sail back through those details. So we are going to be flying you out to Vienna, where you've got your 2-night stay at your hotel. Perhaps visit one of the fantastic palaces like the Hofburg, or maybe go and see the world's oldest Ferris wheel. It's quite fascinating. And then you are going to be joining the ship, where you'll meet your crew for a welcome reception before we head off from Vienna to Melk and Dürnstein. You've got a guided tour of Melk's Benedictine Abbey here. It's absolutely beautiful, and there's some lovely Baroque gardens that were added in the 1700s there that are worth having a wander around. Then we're into Bratislava. You've got your guided sightseeing tour here. Of course, the capital of Slovakia. Absolutely wonderful things to see while you're there. Before we arrive into Budapest, perhaps head up the funicular here, or maybe try a thermal bath. That sounds relaxing, doesn't it? And of course, you've got 2 nights, so you've got 2 days in port there in Budapest before we fly you back to the UK. And all of that from prices of just £1,799 per person. This is an incredible price when you think of everything that's included. And the Danube is such a beautiful river to travel down, so don't miss out. Get yourself on this lovely river cruise with Avalon Waterways. Give us a call on 0800 655 6449.
Do you know, with that one as well, the great thing is if you wanted to upgrade to one of those open air windows with the balconies, the floor to ceiling windows, you can do that. That's just £1,920 per person. Again, if you want the full details, you'll get them on the website or by picking up that phone and giving us a call on 0800 655 6449.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you've probably got lots of questions as well. If you've never done a river cruise before, maybe you've been on a cruise but you haven't done a river cruise and you've got lots of questions, then give one of our team a call, because they specialise in cruise holidays and they're going to be able to help you with all of those questions. Well, this next itinerary has to be one of my favourites. We are taking you to Paris and the Normandy landing beaches, and this is on board the Avalon Tapestry 2. So let's have a little look at what you could expect on your cruise.
Yeah, this gives you another flavour of what you can experience. But one of the 2 questions I'm often asked about river cruises are, what are the meals like and what the dress code like? Well, I'll start with the dress code. So when you're on board and on shore, the dress code is casual. So remember to bring comfortable walking shoes for sightseeing and some of the walking tours. During dinner, open neck shirts, trousers, dresses, ties, they can be worn. The captain's welcome and farewell dinners tend to be a little bit more smarter dressed, but not formal, so you don't need to take all your ball gowns with you or your bow ties or things like that. Now, when it comes to meal, we've got a different choice of meal times. We start off at 6 a.m. with an early riser breakfast where it's self-service coffee, choice of teas, croissants, pastries, things like that. From 7 a.m. till 8:30, it's the breakfast buffet. So that will be bread, cereals, fruits, cold cuts, cheeses, pastries, yogurts, juices, hot options as well with like eggs, sausage and bacon. They vary daily. Then we have a late riser breakfast between 8:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m., which is a self-service coffee, tea, croissants, pastries. We have a lunch buffet which is served at 12:30. That's intriguing appetisers, hearty soups, hot dishes, homemade breads, cold cuts, cheeses, salads and delicious desserts. Afternoon tea, that's served at 4 o'clock. That's in the lounge or the Sky Bistro on the Sky Deck. You can go and join that there. Then we look at the next dinner. This is at 7:30 in the evening. Now, gourmet dishes will delight the most discerning palate with complimentary local wines, complimentary beer or soft drinks, Menus typical feature an appetiser, soup, entree, dessert or coffee and tea to finish with. And then that's not finished there either. At 10:30 there's the night fare where you can enjoy a late night treat before you retire in the evening. Now meal times can vary depending on your cruise schedule. That gives you a great insight into some of the cuisine that you can be experiencing on board. And it's the freedom of being able to choose whether you want to have a light lunch on top deck or you want to have that main meal in the restaurant. It's your flexibility, it's your holiday, you want to enjoy it your way. And look at all that facilities on the top deck there. You can just lounge there on the sun deck as we cruise around. So this is on board the Avalon Tapestry 2. We're going to be taking you here from Paris to the Normandy landing beaches. This is one of our most popular itineraries we've got with Avalon Waterways. Now once again, this is a 2018 itinerary, so just a low deposit will secure your place on board. We're going away for 7 nights on the 7th of April. Now we're going to start off by flying you. We've based this on London. We've got a choice of 27 regional airports, and don't forget that private home pickup service from a 100-mile radius of your home and your local airport. We're going to fly you out to Paris. Now when we get to Paris, that's where we're going to get you on board the Avalon Tapestry 2. You'll have your chance to meet the crew at the evening welcome reception, and then before dinner there's a ship will glide out of Paris as well. Do be on top deck as you cruise out of Paris or from one of the panoramic lounges. Then it's on to Vernon is our next destination. You can go to Bitsy Castle here if you fancy doing that. Then we're on to Les Andelys, where you can take a guided walk here, or you can visit the parish church of Le Petit Andelys, which is well worth a visit to go and do that. After a few hours there, we're then on to Caudebec-en-Caux. Now here you can join in on the Normandy Abbeys route, which is well worth doing. You can do that on the first day. On the second day, we have a choice of excursion to the Normandy landing beaches or the Taste of Normandy tour. Or do you know what? You can grab one of the bikes from the ship. You can go out and go and explore all the destination itself. After this overnight in Caudebec-en-Caux, it's on to Rouen is our next destination. We have here the guided sightseeing tour of the astronomical clock, or you can go and visit the cathedral. Look at that impressive sight there. Then it's on to Conflans as our next destination. We've got a choice here of excursions. You can go and see Napoleon and Josephine Chateau de Malmaison. That's well worth a visit to see that. Then we should be cruising you back to Paris. We're going to be giving you an overnight on board the Avalon Tapestry 2, so it gives you plenty of time to explore Paris. You've got some free time to do that. But we're going to include a guided Heart of Paris walk itself, which really does show off Paris in all of its glory. Then we're going to take you back to the airport, and then we should be flying you back to the UK. Now we've got this amazing holiday here from just £1,499 per person. Just remember everything that's included when you're on board. You've got things included with your meals on board. You're going to have beer, wine, soft drinks. That's included with your lunch and with your dinner. It's full board, so of course you get breakfast, lunch, dinner. You'll get afternoon tea. You'll get that late night snacks I was telling you about as well. Your choice of excursions, they are included in the ports of call that we visit, and there's a choice of excursions that you can pick from as well. With the excursions you get a digital headset, so you can listen to what the tour guide's telling you, so maybe if you drop behind a bit you can always hear what's being said. You don't need to be huddled round hearing everything. And with Avalon Waterways, you may have seen river cruise ships before, and you'll see they're generally the same shape and size, but Avalon Waterways, with them having the largest suites on Europe's rivers, it means they take less passengers on board, so there's more space for you to relax and enjoy your holiday. And one of the things about that as well with having less people on board is that opportunities like this, they do sell out fast. So if you do want to get yourself on board, I know we're looking at holidays for next year for 2018, but Avalon Waterways have just released their programme for 2018, and I can tell you they are booking up fast. But if you wanted to do this in 2017, we do have options for this as well. Prices and dates will vary, but you can find full details of those by visiting our website at visioncruise.co.uk. And if you want any more advice on what to expect on board, what do I need to pack, what's a typical day like, what's the evening entertainment like, well, there is some evening entertainment that you can be enjoying. That might be a local musician that comes in from one of the destinations, or a singer or something like that, and you really can enjoy that. That's all included in your cruise fare. Because they're smaller ships, there's not the big floor shows that they have, but you don't need to go and see those as well. It's about bringing in the local entertainment and the local culture, and also the local cuisine of the destinations that we're visiting, to experience some amazing things. If you want any more information, pick up that phone and give us a call. 0800 655 6449.
Well, this is a lovely cruise going to some incredible destinations. And as Richard just mentioned then about the local cuisine, what's wonderful with Avalon is they want you to experience the culture of where you're visiting. So they design their menu around your destination. So you're going to get to sample some beautiful French cuisine on the ship itself. But if you'd prefer some favourites from home, you can request those as well. And not only that, they are going to bring on some local entertainers so you can really get a feel for the local culture, and some local experts who will come on and give you talks about the destinations. And perhaps you could do some food and wine tasting as well on board. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? So get yourself on one of these beautiful cruises. Don't miss out. Let's have a little sail back through those details. So we're going to be flying you out to Paris, where you're going to be heading straight to the Avalon Tapestry and meeting your crew for your evening welcome reception. Then we're going to be sailing out from Paris and heading for Vernon and then on to Les Andelys. Now Vernon itself is a popular destination with amateur artists, and it is not hard to see why, so make sure you've got your camera handy there, and you can perhaps head to Giverny or Bitsy Castle while you're there. Then we're going to be taking you for 2 days in Coudebec. Maybe join a tour for the Normandy Abbeys route, or head to the Normandy landing beaches, and there's a taste of Normandy tour as well, so much to choose from there. Then we're going to be arriving into Rouen. You've got your guided sightseeing tour there, where you can get to see the astronomical clock. It really is spectacular, and visit the cathedral. And Rouen itself is home to many fine museums and some beautiful buildings as well, so perhaps head off and explore yourself. Then we're into Conflans. You've got a choice of excursions here. You perhaps go to Napoleon and Josephine's Chateau de Malmaison while you're there. Then we'll arrive into Paris, and you've got your overnight in Paris and a guided Heart of Paris walk tour. Now you're going to get to see wonderful things like the Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, perhaps head to Notre Dame Cathedral, or maybe take a stroll along the Champs-Élysées. Sounds nice,
if you want to extend your stay as well in Paris, and maybe have a couple of nights before or after, again, we can do that for you with Avalon Waterways. It's flexible when it comes to your travel arrangements. You know, why not spend a couple of days in Paris?
Oh, absolutely. There's so many wonderful sights to see in Paris. If you've never been, then go for it. And then sadly, we'll have to fly you back to the UK, and all of that from fares of just £1,499. Don't miss out. Get yourself on a river cruise with Avalon Waterways. Give us a call on 0800 655 6449. But from myself and Richard, it's time to go. See you next time.
Bye for now.
You've been watching a commercial presentation on behalf of Vision Cruise.